Welcome to Champéry, Switzerland, host site of the 2017 World Mixed Curling Championships brought to you by the World Curling Federation. My name is Jason Chang, skip of Team Hong Kong, and we are coming to you live from the beautiful Palladium de Champéry. Thank you for joining us on the World Curling TV YouTube channel for the semifinals this Saturday morning. Our feature match will be on Sheet E between two young and talented teams, Team Scotland versus Team Czech Republic. Now let's meet the teams. Playing the Red Stones, it's Team Scotland. Their lead is Barbara McFarlane. The second, Billy Morton. Third, Rhianne McLeod. And throwing skip stones, it's Grant Hardy. And playing the Yellow Stones, it's the team from the Czech Republic, Denisa Poshtova. Lukáš Klipa is the second stone thrower, Andrea Kropanska throwing third, and their skip is Jaroslav Vedral. Both teams coming through the quarterfinals last night with big victories. Team Scotland defeating Team Sweden in a very tight match there, and Team Czech Republic in extra ends over Estonia. And we do have another semifinal on the ice. They're on Sheet B. Norway playing against Team Canada. So we'll keep you up to date on the other game as well, Norway and Canada, but our feature game is the game on Sheet E, closest to the grandstand, Czech Republic versus Scotland. World Curling Federation pleased to bring you continuing coverage of the playoff round of the 2017 World Mixed Curling Championships. The teams have been playing all week here in beautiful Champéry, and we've seen big crowds coming out for the matches, and the audience starting to stream in this early morning for the semifinals. You can see on the top left of your screen just there, those were the draw to the button, the draw for last stone advantage numbers, and Team Scotland put 2 rocks in the 1 foot, so they will have the hammer to begin the game. And to get us going, Denisa Poshtova, the lead for the Czech Republic team.
Big fella a little bit more, yeah. Right, did you throw any corners in practice? It was a bit slower, I think. It is. Oh, he's here. Made it. Halfway tight.
A defensive start for the Czech team. They've decided to put it into the rings, into the 8-foot area. And Team Scotland, Grant Hardy the skip, wasting no time, asking for the corner guard. Czech Republic team coming out of Group D, finishing second in their group with a 5-2 record, with victories over Austria, Finland, Hong Kong, Israel, and Slovakia.
Perfect.
And then a win over China in the round of 16, and last night against Estonia in extra ends.
Normal. No. No.
Well, I think the Czech wanted to throw up a center guard, but that slips into the rings. And Team Scotland will elect to remove one of the Czech stones that are in the rings. Here's Lukáš Klipa the second for the Czech team. I had a chance to play against the Czech in the round robin, and Lukáš played extremely well. Billy Morton, the second for the Scottish team, being asked to make the double takeout here. Very close. Nicely done. Moves that yellow Czech rock off the 1 foot area. A nice draw around the center guard by Lukáš. Definitely a partisan crowd here in the stadium. Many Scottish fans turning out for their team, making the trip across the pond. And a lot of Team Canada fans as well, so you'll hear a lot of noise in the arena today. Andrea Kropanska, the third for the Czech Republic. She's been very impressive this week. Looks like she was just a little bit tight on the line. Coming up a little bit short and a little bit of an over curl. 2 yellow stones in the rings, but Grant Hardy asking for the draw around the center guard. Good chance here to bury one. Well, a good chance here for the Czech Republic to get one behind those guards. 3 guards now staggered out in front. Beautiful weight. This time maybe a little bit wide on her release.
Hack or barrier. Okay. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Gets a little bit of a flop inside. I think the Czech Republic can see most of that rock, if not all of it.
Ještě míň. Fajn. Závěr točí slyší. No, jen se nesmím rozbít o ty gardy, protože to bych to blbě posouval. Já myslím, že ne.
Jaroslav Vedral, the first skip stone for the Czech Republic.
Yep, hard!
And comes tight to the guard, moves one of the red stones, the Scottish stone, into the 8-foot, and now Scotland sitting 2 behind cover.
I could come here, but that's all right. So leaving this. There's the shot, I think. He threw that quite nice. Yeah, just get inside those. I think Knight will be good with Grant here. I think this pass a wee shade slower than coming this way. You were throwing? Yeah. I think you're like 6 feet more than I was throwing. Yeah, probably about 90. Right. 90 should be good. You want to just kind of get it half underneath. What? Just more than fully 12. Second shot, third shot. Yeah. Yeah. But even if we're right on it, we'll just get inside nose. Okay.
Well, Scotland puts it into the top of the 8-foot, bumping their red stone into the 4-foot area. They wanted to just get a little bit more curl out of that rock to prevent the double, but they've left the double, but Czech Republic still has to make this shot, and Scotland will still probably have a chance for 2 points. And will it avoid the jam? Well, that's okay.
Nose for two. That's moving a wee bit. More control rather than go down weight. You never take that on, do you? Nose for two,
Grant just having a quick look at maybe taking on the double for 3, but I think the wise choice here is to make that nose hit, take your 2 points and grab the early lead. All these teams know how important the opening deuce is when you have the hammer. Brings your chances of winning up way high if you can open with 2 points. Final stone, first end. Scotland with the first chance to strike.
Wow. Right off.
And there it is. Hit and stick for 2 points, and Team Scotland jumps out to an early lead. Well, Scotland with the hammer takes 2 points with a hidden stick. A well-played end by Team Scotland, making use of a couple of Czech mistakes, going around the guard, and then making the nose hit on their last stone. Meanwhile, over on sheet B, Team Canada takes 1 point in the first end to lead Norway 1-0. Well, joining me in the booth right now is Jim Erdog, the coach for the Australian team. Good morning.
Morning, Jason. How are you?
Doing very well. Jim, you've been on the bench this week. You've had a chance to see these teams play from the bench.
Line's good. Just go for tight.
Yes.
Shoot for tight.
I'd say a lot of these teams are fairly sharp by indicating the scores currently.
Two beautiful stones by Barb McFarland, the lead for Team Scotland, 31 years old. Chief ice technician Mark Callan and his team have done a fantastic job preparing the ice at the Palladium de Champéry. Lots of curl in the ice, as we can see from this draw, about 6 feet of curl being played.
Yes, Jason, the curl's been incredibly distance, 6 feet, 6+ in some sheets.
Very important for the teams to put a good rotation on that rock when they release it.
Keep it straighter, yeah. Otherwise it's gone.
Clean. Yep. Hard. 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 Really hard. Really hard. Let it go.
With the amount of curl, it does make it possible to come around these guards and tap opposition rocks out. That went over curls on Billy, but
a little bit lighter, too much light weight. Had it carry into the guard. There's that rotation again. Not enough, maybe.
Pojď, musím kousnout kruh. Pojď, hard. Pojď, jasný.
well, the Czech team trying to come down and freeze onto the Scottish rock, comes up a little bit short. Leaves up another guard. Grant Hardy asking for the hit and roll from Billy Morton.
No.
Very nice shot.
Beautifully played. I know some of the Scottish fans have been saying Billy's out turn is deadly, and showed it right there.
Absolutely. Now it appears the Czechs are going to play run back. Seen them do that a couple times. Six very nicely.
Yeah, this Czech team really does like to hit. The two boys can throw it pretty hard. Just drives it through the hole. Well, the end's setting up very nicely for Scotland to steal here, with two rocks covering the top of the rings, two in the forefoot and the button area.
Yeah, another guard would kind of make it extremely difficult for
just a bit quicker there.
Czechs to score.
A little narrow. Over and up with this line. Over and up. Yep, over and up. Yeah, that's good.
Nice high guard with the amount of curl. They can still get around that easily.
Looks like they're just going to try to double peel off those two rocks near the top of the rings. This is the Czechs' first third stone, so trying to clean up some of the mess out in front. Well, that's not a good miss.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at you, see nice.
Rianne being asked to replace that guard, maybe a little bit deeper than the last one. As you mentioned, Jim, a guard that's a little bit too high, you can still get around it with a tap back weight or a light weight hit.
This is looking in a good spot. It's always a hard feeling for a skipper when you're trying to do something and there's no stones of yours anywhere.
There is a lot of red in the rings right now, and even though there's only one red guard up in front, all the red stones in the rings are protected, in fact, by that one red stone.
Everything's angles aren't correct. Just to do some clear outs maybe.
Yep.
Problem is you lose your scoring ability by down 2 rocks now, if you're lucky. This time she did it.
Well, she moves 2 of the red stones away, leaves her yellow stone there. Certainly can use her yellow stone later in the end.
She's used pretty good then.
Now, Jim,
Yeah.
we have 5 sheets
Even if
being
I'm
played
only
during the
just
round
over
robin.
hog
We
here.
only use the 4 sheets during the playoffs. Have you noticed any difference between the sheet furthest away from the crowd versus the sheets that are closer to the crowd?
As long as we cover that red full stone. Just over the hog.
Not in my perspective, being a non-player this week, but visually it seems like the curls a little later.
10's good.
You're taking less ice,
Little less ice.
especially.
What'd you get?
Sweepers working hard to get this over and get a little bit more curl to cover the rocks in the rings.
Would you say be a little tad light, prefer a little lower because you're going to use the yellow one now to raise it, or they can, well, maybe it looks like he's going to try to slam the one red one straight back and get rid of them all.
Yeah, it looks like he can see the entire red stone, so I think all 3 of those reds can go away. Slightly on the high side, I think. Big weight here. Jim, I do agree with you. I think the sheets closest to the stands, when I was playing them, seemed to be a little bit straighter than the sheets B and C.
Yeah, sheet B has appears to have a little bit more curl than D currently.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
Run it back. Gets a couple of them out there. It looks a little bit better now than it did a few rocks ago, but Scotland's still in a good spot to steal a point here.
Sitting 2. He's still one more guard up front there. Make it difficult for the Czech skip to get around. Or even try to stay.
You can take loads here, eh? Yeah. I think that'll be good for me then. Yeah. It is moving here. Yeah. I'm just thinking of no reality throw shots. It just throws it different. But you should. Same ice for you. Same ice for this. Yep. Top, get it right on top. Are we shade slower this side, out here? Okay. Probably. Same as my last one, 90. 90 would be alright, I thought, yeah.
Well, Jason, it looks like they're going to draw right on top of their own red. The amount of ice they're taking.
Yeah, if they put it right on top of their red rock, they'll be 2 behind the guard.
Line!
It'll really make it difficult for Czech Republic to score at all.
Now short is just fine as well.
Yeah.
The guard is quite acceptable here. Just a little bit light, but that's a fine spot for that rock to end up.
Nehrozí, že to trefím zvenku, takže když to nakouříme... Ale možná, mine, že jo, tak budu mít dvojku, zatímco když třeba... Ne, ale já když trefím na půlku ten červený, tak ten žlutý nasunu dolů. Jak chceš, no? Já bych to hrál, je to komora. Zkusíme to takhle 9. Jo, když tak vezmeme červený a ten žlutý nametem, bude to jich 1.
Well, couple of options. You could just draw to the pin. There is a port there through between those 2 red guards. They never even looked at that.
Like you said, hitting team.
A hitting team. Yaroslav really likes to hit. He's going to play the run back. But he does need to stick this one to score his single point. There is a biter. That red biter might come in play. Final stone, second end. Czech Republic with the hammer, looking for the run back.
Lot softer weight.
Hard!
Yeah, just slightly over curled. Scotland's got 2 on that one. The steal of 2 is big.
A big steal of 2 points for Team Scotland. Czech Republic playing a little bit less weight on this shot, but I think they were right on the sweep from the get-go. That means they were probably a bit inside the broom. Over curls, and that's a steal of 2.
Weighted down a little bit. Causes a little bit too much of a curl in that section of the ice.
Well, we talked about them liking to hit. Jim, would you have preferred the draw there, or would you like the run back there?
I would do the draw. Odds are better. If you don't make it, cut it to 1. Here, if you don't make it, 2.
Over on sheet B, Norway scores 2 points in the second end to lead Team Canada by a score of 2-1. Canada has hammer. If you're just joining us, we are live from Champéry, Switzerland for the 2017 World Mixed Curling Championships, brought to you by the World Curling Federation. Thanks for joining us online. Bright and early this morning if you're joining us local. I know there's a lot of Scottish fans watching back in Scotland, back home.
Lots of them here.
Lots of them here as well. Haven't heard the bagpipes yet, though.
No, they're saving that for the final. Are they that hopeful?
Didn't want to jinx it. Well, with Scotland up 4-0 here in the third end, the Czech Republic really needs to generate some offense. They're going to put up the corner guards, I presume.
Yeah, corner guards going up now.
I think you're safe for in.
Well, with the four teams left, there's only going to be one team that's going to be without a medal. Just in which order?
We're quite close.
2 semi-final matches right now. The gold medal match at 2 p.m. played alongside the bronze medal match. And of course, we'll be here to bring you the coverage live from Champéry.
Yeah, it looks like Scotland's going to try to force the issue on force the Czech team to hit again. To keep that odds of high score counts for them down. In some of the round-robin games, I was watching Team Canada and Norway play the individual games, and both teams are quite good at takeouts, and Norway guys are really, really strong in that. They wouldn't hesitate to do run-backs. We didn't have the pleasures with Team Australia to play against them, but Team Canada we played against. I think in that game we only had 3 players. We had one injured lady.
Yeah.
Kim was injured.
Kim rolled her ankle.
Yes.
The third for Team Australia. She missed the last couple of games. Last 3 games, in fact. But just to show the camaraderie that's out here on the ice, the Russian coach or physiotherapist helped Kim out, get her healed up. She needs to be ready for the Pacific Asias in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's mending slowly. But the team made a really strong appearance against Team Canada. They took Team Canada to the extra end with 3 players, so it was quite a game.
Well, Scotland peeled off the guard, and now the Czech Republic, I think they've decided to make a play on these red stones. They got in a little bit too much trouble last time leaving the red stones up front.
Yeah, now they're going to start cleaning house, so to speak. Very nice shot.
A little bit of a favorable roll there.
Little swing back biter.
Thick half. Half's good.
Yeah, with that kind of speed, you're going after the double with Pierce, Jason.
I think so. About half a rock, maybe a little bit thicker than half. Yeah. Jump it across.
There he goes.
And just over the top.
Just a little bit too much of that rock.
Good attempt from Billy. Well, the Czech Republic now have a chance to split the rings. hit 2 rocks and try to generate your 2 that way, but the sweepers can't quite get this one there. Team Scotland played very well through the round robin. Out of Group C, finished 6-1. Victories against Denmark, Denmark, Ireland, Kazakhstan, Luxembourg, New Zealand, and Spain. Their only loss was to Team Korea in that round robin. A rematch with Spain in the round of 16, which they won by a score of 4-2, and then last night 7-4 against Sweden. Grant Hardy played extremely well in that game. They were in some trouble in the 7th end, and Grant bailed them out of trouble, and in fact even got 2 points out of it with a beautiful angle run back on his first, and then a draw to the pin where I didn't even see there was much room there for the second point.
Yeah, that was a fabulous shot.
To secure his team's place into the semifinals.
Nice come around on the corner, utilizing that short shot previously to use it as a corner guard.
You know, coaches always talk about tolerance for your misses, and even though that was a draw earlier, being short and being a corner guard was not a bad option.
Yeah, very good option to be utilized because the other Scotland took the takeout on the opposite side. That was a counter. Now they have to go after the guards and clean them out. Successful in that shot.
Check it!
Well, it didn't stick right there. I think they wanted to roll away to the right side to make this double more difficult. Now they are sort of grouped together. A fairly natural double if you can hit this outside yellow rock on the inside of the rock. Maybe a quarter of a rock to a third.
Yeah, third stone.
Running pretty true here. Yeah, it runs not bad. There's a wee bit at the end. Okay, top line.
Look at an inch left.
Hardy makes a beautiful double shot.
Yeah, pretty natural angle there for the double, and he threw it nice and clean.
Playing with a lot of confidence, I take it.
Absolutely. Well, the Czech team a little bit desperate to generate a 2 points, so they're going to try to take advantage of the one red rock that is there. They're going to try to lay down a freeze right on top of the red stone into the 1 foot. See if they can get the deuce that way. Good looking shot. Well, the weight was perfect. Just a little bit of an overcurl.
Yeah.
They could have gotten right to the face, right on the nose of that rock. It'd been hard to remove, but
there's a little bit of leeway there just to pick that out. Or take them both.
Yep.
Leave your shooter in top.
Well, I think Grant had a look at maybe hitting it softly enough to stick around, but I think with a 4-point lead, it's advisable to just make sure it goes away.
It's all for just high nose.
No problem there for Grant. And with one lonely red stone in the rings, I think Yaroslav will elect to blank this end out. Final stone of the third end for the Czech Republic with the hammer. Looking to blank the end, but they've got the nose hit. Forced to take 1 point. And Scotland's lead now 4-1 after 3 ends of play here at the 2017 World Mixed Curling Championships.
Well, Jason, sounds like the Scottish fans came to life.
Well, I think they're very happy to see 1 point go up for the Czech Republic and Scotland having the hammer back.
Yeah, absolutely. They're cheering for both sides now.
Well, it's the 3rd edition of the World Mixed Curling Championships, Jim. This is a very new championship for the World Curling Federation.
Yes.
Started a couple of years ago. Neither Scotland nor the Czech Republic have been champions, so it might be the first time we'll see one of those two teams win. Norway won the inaugural edition a couple years ago when it was hosted, I believe, in Bern, Switzerland. With Russia being the champion last year. The Canadian crowd making some noise. Trevor Bono making a draw into the 4-foot area for his single point to tie the game at 2-2 over on sheet B. Your other semifinal between Norway and Canada. So they're locked up at 2. Norway has the last rock playing the 4th end.
No. Off.
Bart McFarland the lead for Team Scotland. World Junior Curling Champion in 2007 and the 2014 Scottish Women's Champion.
Málo místa.
So, Jason, you've been to all 3 of the past Worlds?
Well, no, this is Hong Kong's first appearance at the World Mixed Curling Championships.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that earlier. But it's good when all the countries get involved.
Absolutely, the game is growing very rapidly in the Asia-Pacific region. I believe Kyrgyzstan and Saudi Arabia just joined the World Curling Federation this year. Both teams in the Pacific Asia region. So, Pacific Asia Championships coming up in a couple of weeks. just outside Sydney, Australia, so we're very excited to be going down there in November. The weather should be fantastic. And we look forward to a few new federations joining us at the Pacifics in the next couple of years.
Yes, it's going to be a nice facility, from what I understand from the organizing committee, which two of them are on the Australian mixed team here. Hugh and Kim.
Well, we've just been treated to some fantastic hospitality by the locals here in Champéry, as well as the organizing committee and everyone at the World Curling Federation. The umpires, the timekeepers, and referees have all been so professional.
Yes, absolutely.
It takes a lot of work to put on a championship like this, with 37 teams from around the world coming in for about 10 days.
Yeah, and with the umpires and their consistency in their decisions, if there is any, which there was the odd time. Well, Jason, Scotland's at its finest again, blocking up the middle.
Two red Scottish stones along the center line, one on the top of the button, one in the top of the 8-foot. With the hammer, and the Czech Republic needs to find a way to maneuver around these stones.
Try to steal a point or two. Gain some ground back.
Well, despite two in the rings with a 3-point lead, the most dangerous stones for Team Scotland are these guards that the Czech Republic have out front. Billy Morton being asked to make the peel.
Yeah, those front guards are always dangerous. Everyone's a potential run back.
Uší, pojď! Musíš! Potřebujeme 5! Potřebujeme 5! Směr je perfektní, zaber! Hard line! Pojď! Hodně zaber! Hodně pojď! Ať ho potřebuješ, Luky, zaber, pojď! Odskoč co nejdál.
Andrea being asked to play a freeze on the red stones, I believe. Comes up a little bit short, and I think there is a double there if you can hit it right in between the two stones.
Yeah, split it. Can almost leave the red one there if it hits at the right spot.
Yep!
Rianne, nicely done.
One out and move the other one out of harm's way.
That's right, with Scotland having the hammer, that yellow rock on the side is really not a concern for them. They just moved it off the center area, opened up the front, and now they've forced the Czech Republic to remove some of these red stones.
Yep! Yep. Wait, come in.
Well, got the nose hit, and that creates the double jam.
Huh? It's not a guard, and I probably prefer the hat. Guard this? Probably prefer the hat. I mean, you're not guarding much. The only worry is they come here, but I don't think they're getting shot. Cool. No. You don't really want to move this yellow, do you? You don't like third out of it. What? Then he lifts this and you're forced. Don't mind this. Where's that? Yeah, I think so. Yeah? Just do that, you run the guard with it. That? I don't mind that. Don't mind that. This. Let's make them play against a few. Normal?
A little bit of a discussion which kind of strategy to go on that one. Chosen the outside.
Yep.
Yellow hit and stay there, or maybe a slight roll in.
And a little roll in they get. Grant was saying, let's make them play against 3 stones. It looks like the double is just there. Have to be careful not to rub onto their own yellow stone.
Yeah, it's a tight nose hit double. A slight tick could possibly still take it up, but you lose your shooter then, which they can't afford to do.
Well executed there, and sticks around for shot stone as well. That'll force Grant to make a play on this yellow stone.
Yeah, he had a nice weight. Didn't overthrow it.
Grant very wisely taking his time, waiting for the noise to settle. Team Canada making a good shot there. First skip stone for Team Scotland. Looking to make a hit and stick to sit 2 rocks. Does just that.
Yeah.
Well, there's a yellow stone that's in the top of the 12-foot. There's another yellow stone that's a guard, a little bit further up into the guard zone. So the Czech Republic will try to make use of those 2 rocks as guards, play the hit and roll on this red stone.
And they haven't touched the stone at all, so it's either on target or
a little bit wide. Well, that rollout will give Team Scotland an open chance to
score 2
for 2 points. Another 2 points will be big for Team Scotland going to the break.
If I give you the same as I gave you last time, you get it. No less, so. See? A little quick 10 to go down here. I'll be a wee bit. I was throwed in here last night. Mind, I was kind of top 12 sweat. Yeah. I used to do 3 of that though. I'll try and give you similar. Billy.
Final stone, Team Scotland in the fourth end. Looking for a draw into the rings to score their 2 points. The sweepers working on it hard. They need a good chunk of the 12-foot at least, and they get it there, no problem. So it's 2 more for Team Scotland. And after 4 ends, they take a 6-1 lead. Well, Jim, the first half of the game, dominated by Team Scotland, really dictating the play, putting their first few stones in a good position, their lead. Barb McFarland setting up the ends very well.
Yeah, they've been really taking the play to the Czech Republic quite firmly and trying to force them into, how would you say, going after their rocks.
Absolutely. Well, as a coach, if you're down 6-1, what would you be telling the Czech team?
Don't miss a shot.
Don't miss a shot. That's a good first piece of advice.
I think right in this present time, maybe it's a little bit of nerves. The Czech skip has been acting very nervous, and on his release points, it looks like they're a little off the target.
Well, checking in on the game on Sheet B, the other semifinal between Norway and Canada. Canada has a rock in the 4-foot, a rock in the top 8, and he's forced the Norwegians to make a draw right to the button, right to the 1-foot area.
Trying to score one. Yeah, the skipper doesn't look too pleased. Looks like he's a little heavy.
They've backed away from it. Maybe he'll hang on here.
Oh, got a little bit of a rub. I don't know if he's got one.
I think Canada scored 1 on Sheet B. But we'll confirm the scores once they go up.
Yeah, looking at the Czechs and the Scots, Czechs are having a little bit of discussion while the Scots are all kicking back and enjoying.
5 minutes for the fourth end break.
Thinking they can collect it together and catch up?
Well, 8 end games here at the World Mixed Curling
Yes.
Championships, not 10 ends like the men's and women's World Championships. So the break happens after 4 ends, and they may consult with their coach at that time if they wish. Most of the teams will usually have a light snack as well to refuel for the second half of the game.
Yeah, little energy boost.
You see the Brazilian skip Marcelo and their second Sergio, they won their very first World Championship match this year after being here the last couple of years, and a lot of Team Canada fans in the stands as well.
Yeah, on Sheet B, it was confirmed that Canada got 1.
So Canada with a 3-2 lead at the break over Team Norway in the other semifinal. Well, I have to thank the fantastic World Curling TV crew for giving us all these great angles and shots, the overheads, the side angles, and the audio from the players as well. Bringing all the action from the Palladium de Champéry to wherever you might be watching us. At home, at work, who won't tell your boss? Well, the Czech Republic will have the hammer here in the fifth end, trailing 6-1. Looking to regroup after a tough start to the first half of the game, but with the 4-rock free guard zone rule, do get a chance to put up some guards. And I'm sure that's what the Czech will do, is to put up those guards. For Team Scotland, they're going to try to keep the game as simple as possible. Place the rocks into the rings. Don't leave the guards up. And then hit as many of the Czech rocks out as possible. Now, Jim, the World Curling Federation just passed the resolution to move to the 5-rock free guard zone rule next season. So this will be the last year, I believe, of the 4-rock free guard zone in championship play.
That's going to make it very interesting. They'll have that extra opportunity to place those corner guards and the center line guards and create more of a draw game.
I think the Czech wish there was the 5-rock rule right now so they can get 2 free guards up with the hammer. That is the big advantage to going to the 5-rock rule, is the team with the last rock advantage gets the chance to put up that 2nd guard.
Yes.
We've already seen the 5-rock free guard zone being played at some of the World Curling Tour events in the Grand Slam series. So some teams are already a little bit familiar with it. Maybe not as many of the teams here have been playing it yet, but I'm sure they'll be working on that for the next season. Well, that was a big mistake, leaving that guard short of the hog line.
Scotland chooses to throw through, not giving them any opportunity to hide or sit on. With the Scottish 6-1 lead, puts a lot of pressure on the lead in the second to put those guards in the right spot.
Denisa Postlova, the lead for the Czech team, will try to get this into a better spot. She's a student in Prague, and this time she makes no mistake. Full points for that guard.
Yep. Hard. Really hard. Hard. Really hard. Hard. There we go.
And as expected, the Scottish team will just remove every rock that the Czech play, or at least they're going to try. Nice stone from Billy.
Čekej. 4. Chceme jenom guard. 4-5. Wow. Třeba jedem. 4. 14-8. Já jsem až k 5 podle mě.
Mentioned the Czech team is quite young. Denisa, 17 years old. Lukáš, 20 years old, also a student. First year playing together for this Czech team.
Ještě jednou.
Well, they said Billy's outturn was deadly, but those 2 interns were pretty good as well. I was looking at Billy's bio, and he has a couple of famous curling relatives.
Oh, who?
Willie and Alan Lyburn. They live out in Manitoba, out in Canada. I'm sure many of our Canadian viewers will recognize those 2 names.
A lot of players here in the tournament is from Canada, with it representing other countries.
Yeah, dual citizens or
yeah.
expats.
Good, Ryan.
Well, I hope Billy's relatives are watching back in Canada. It's pretty early out in Manitoba. But if you're watching, hello from Champéry, Switzerland.
Rolling. Good, Ryan. Okay. Minute break. Okay. Můžeme lehce kousnout, ale tam asi jsme, so. Okay.
Well, a guard was called, just slips into the rings.
I think he's still the same weight. And if he peels fine. Off.
Yeah, the Czechs are just hoping for an error.
Okay.
And so far, Scots have been hitting everything, successfully rolling out.
Well, you saw the importance of those lead stones in this end come into play. One missed shot by the lead, and your end is pretty much over unless you get a big miss.
So, do you take the chance and freeze to the lone red stone, or do you go for the blank and lose a chance to gain points back with losing the whole end?
Vai, dobrá. Vai, super.
Well, I think they're going to play one more guard first. Andrea being asked to put up that corner guard again. Now, I'm surprised they haven't decided to change to the other side and give the Scottish team a different look at the takeout. They've stuck to the same side here.
Giving them the same angle on it isn't always advantageous. If you switch up side to side, he could possibly miss and leave that guard. Or stick and create the guard for you. But you believe the Czech skip will probably freeze to that lone red rock in his first shot. It's the only chance he's got to do with getting them, or two, I should say.
Hard. 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 And again, Bill. And again, Bill.
Well, Jim, I agree with you. I think the Czech will probably make an attempt at the freeze, try to generate the 2 points here.
It looks like he's indicating he's going to hit it.
Well, that's a bit surprising to me. But I guess he would like to try again with the hammer.
Start over again in the next end.
Try to set it up a bit better. Nothing wrong with that. You do run one end down, though, or you lose another end. But right now he's just feeling a bit more comfortable playing the hit here and moving to the next end.
Yep. Musíš hodně.
Pojď. Jo, pojď, pořád. Pojď, ještě pojď.
I think you had to try for two there. I think you had to try for two there. Exactly. So normal.
I'll throw normal.
Yeah. No point fucking back a bit there.
I believe he's doing that much, but big weight.
Well, this should be an easy blank.
Yeah, with that rollout, the Czech Republic will get a chance to just throw this one through and get the blank. Well, Well, it's interesting that Yaroslav is the one with the Manitoba tuck slide, but Billy's the one with the relatives in Manitoba. Gotta ask Yaroslav where he learned to slide.
Ne. On mi dal 1, pak by nás zase pál, dali bychom i 3 a on by měl výhodu v posledním plus. My musíme dát jako aspoň za 3. Když dáme 2, tak pak musíme.
Well, with the blank end in the 5th, the score remains 6-1, and the Czech Republic will retain the hammer in the semifinals of the 2017 World Mixed Curling Championships. I'm Jason Chang, Jim Erdog, the coach of the Australian team, in the booth with me this morning. 2 semifinal games on the ice here at the Palladium de Champéry. Scotland versus the Czech Republic, our feature game. That's on sheet D. And over on sheet B, Team Canada playing against Team Norway. They're playing the 5th end with a couple rocks to go.
Lead if you can. Really high line.
Currently exchanging hits.
Over on the sheet B, Team Canada and Norway. Canada does have a 1-point lead.
Right off.
Norway with the last stone advantage in the 5th.
Yeah, it looks like they're exchanging hits just to ascertain another blank end. Nobody wants to give any ground at all.
Well, back on our feature sheet, Denisa needs to put up the guard his time. Make use of that free guard zone.
Oh. Ne, to ne. Ale nejsme.
The sweepers are a little bit concerned that it's a little bit heavy here. Begging it to stop. Well, just into the top of the rings, Jim.
Oh, another mistake. A little too deep.
As we were saying before, the team with hammer really only has one chance to put up the guard in the free guard zone.
Yep.
And it's the lead's first rock.
Hard.
With
Hard.
that slipping into the rings, Team Scotland has a chance to just remove the rock. Try to roll it right out, I think. They don't need any more rocks in the rings now.
Yeah, they won't allow anybody to freeze any stone in the house. For Scotland, blanks will be happy right to the end.
That's right. Scotland really needs no more points here with this 5-point lead.
Čekej, čekej, čekej. Wow, čekej na směr. Zatím ne. Připrav se. Jop, Lukáš, pojď. Pojď, hard. Tahej. Fajn.
Norway did blank the last end with Team Canada, so they'll retain the hammer. That last stone advantage, trailing Canada 3-2. Now playing the 6th end.
Yeah, with a repeat of the lead rocks going into the house, it looks like it's going to be another place a rock, hit a rock event over on sheet D. The Scots aren't going to give the Czechs any opportunity at all.
You're right, Jim. The only thing that's good about the situation at the moment is the fact that the Scottish rock in the rings is behind the tee line, and the Czech could at some point make a freeze onto that one. But otherwise, if the Scots continue to make all their appeals like they have been, it should be a pretty simple end for Team Scotland.
Whoa. Whoa.
2, 3,
Kolik? Fajn, čistý.
3, 2,
Můžem, jo. Pojď, zaber.
Lukasz being asked to play up the guard. This time they have changed the side they've put the guard on, so maybe they've been listening to us.
Can he hear us? Maybe the coach is hearing us.
Pojď. Pojď. Tak ještě jednou.
Andrea Kropanska, the third on this Czech team, also 17 years old and a student, back in Prague. The Czech team had a nail-biter last night against Team Estonia. Required a steal into the extra ends to win it over the Estonian team, who I think surprised a lot of people by making it all the way to the quarterfinals.
Yep. Pojď. 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 Pojď.
And these type of ends, Jason, where they place and hit to keep the whole house clean, doesn't give us much to talk about. We have to make things up.
That being said, for the players, they do still need to keep their focus. It's very easy to pinch a rock in or float a rock wide and then miss. So you still need to keep your concentration to make these shots, even when they are just open hits for Team Scotland. And of course, for the Czech Republic, they still need to put up these guards and make the Scottish team make their hits.
Yeah, absolutely. They have to be very acute on the weight, whether it goes in the house at this point where they're just hitting everything that's moving, or not moving, I should say. But do you think that'll affect the Scottish draws? It seems that they've been throwing nothing but hits in the upcoming end, if they recall to it.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes when you play a lot of hits during the game and you're required to come up with a draw later, you might not quite know the speed as well.
A little off on that. Maybe the Czechs need this little ploy.
That being said, though, I don't think Grant has much intention of making a draw anytime here or in the next end with a 5-point lead.
No.
I think he'll be pretty happy if he can just hit everything over the next few ends. And no problem with that peel. And now we're going to see Jaroslav try to make use of this one red rock that's in the back of the rings, play that freeze, and see if he can get a miss out of Grant.
Put a rock in front of it at least.
Směrej, super. Jop. Pojď až na něj, já nejsem tak dlouhej, zaber. Pojď až k němu, pojď hard. Nejsem dobrý, pojď co nejdál, zaber.
pojď, ještě kousek.
Line looked perfect there, Jim.
Yeah.
Just maybe 3 or 4 feet light. Does get it in front of that red rock a bit, so Grant will have to be careful how he hits this.
Yeah, I assume he'll be throwing pretty good weight at this, just in case he gets a jam, it'll still have enough power to get out. losing that back red one wouldn't hurt his feelings much.
You're right, Jim. I expect a heater to come down and just make it go away, as they say.
And gone it is. Well, it appears the Czech's gonna blanket again. Remove the red and carry on to the next one. Pretty soon he'll run out of ends doing that.
Yeah, a lot of the teams might elect to take their 1 point here.
Yeah. I don't know if that strategy be so good, being that far away, 6-1, make it 6-2. You never, without the hammer 2 ends back, it's going to be devastating.
It'd be pretty tough. Well, the Czech Republic does make the nose hit. Scores their 1 point. And now trail Scotland by a score of 6-2. Scotland now has the hammer, playing the 7th end. With a 4-point lead, I think they'll feel fairly comfortable.
I quite like if you get one.
That's not what you need to score though.
No, well, okay.
We just heard Scotland talking a little bit of strategy, playing the 7th end. Grant thinking maybe they'll pull out the tick shot if Czech Republic plays up the center guards. Wisely saying that they really don't need to score here. As long as they don't let the Czech score, even if they give Czech 1 point, they'll have a 3-point lead coming home. So really,
hang on to the hammer.
They can be quite conservative in this last end.
Or even score one.
If they can score one, even better.
Puts that spread apart again.
Wait. Jede dobře.
And they got 3 of them on work and get that rock into the guard zone. Will it make it? Okay. Coming up short.
Well, I thought the Czech would take advantage of the free guard zone and put up 2 center guards, but you need to make them first. And easy decision for Grant Hardy. Just toss it through. Denisa, the lead for the Czech team, has really been playing very well throughout the week, and her weight is just eluding her in this semi-final game. Just hasn't seemed to be able to put up the guards in the right spots. Another chance here. They'll need this one.
Já jsem trošku úzkej. Jedna jenom. Jenom jedna. Jen tak 2 teda. Tak pojď na 3. Pojď až sem. Zaber.
Much better shot this time.
Okay.
Putting up a center guard.
Yeah, you really don't expect a player of Denise's caliber to miss that 2 times in a row. Well, we're going to see a tick shot here. Certainly one of the toughest shots in the game.
By far.
Very close.
And over in sheet B, Canada steals, or it blanks it. Can't read what it is, only steal one.
Canada stole one in the 6th end to lead 4-2. Norway will have the hammer going into the 7th end. Both Team Canada and Norway qualified first in their respective groups. Norway finishing with a record of 5-2 in the round robin out of Group D. Canada 6-0 out of Group E. Group D was a very tight group. 5 teams were tied at 4-2 going to the last round robin draw. And Norway had to defeat Switzerland to guarantee themselves a spot in the playoffs and first place in the group.
Je dobrý. 1. Jenom do hry. 0. Dobrá. Jede hezký.
Really needing to steal a couple of points here, the Czech Republic, and that's why they're asking for the double guards. They're working hard to try to get this one across.
Just over.
Good sweeping there.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
They took the one closer to the rings out. They feel is the biggest danger.
Yep, the rocks a little bit too far up in the guard zone are hard to guard the rocks in the house with the amount of curl we see in the ice. That being said, the Czech does need that one because they're trying to guard their own guard.
Yes.
So the Scottish team can't remove the better guard. So we'll see the Czech playing another guard here. Try to put it right behind the other yellow stone.
This one will be quite a bit tighter to the rings.
Good shot.
Very slight over curl. So he's gonna, skipper's gonna call for the front one to be removed.
Yeah, you don't want to take a chance on the back one and then miss everything.
Give them the opportunity to score back on the steal, like you said.
No problem for Rianne. Well, the Scottish team has been very impressive today. They've capitalized on the mistakes that the Czech Republic team has made, and they've also executed their shots very well. Really, none of these peels have ever been in doubt.
Yeah, they got a set plan, you know, from since you got the 5-point lead and just execute. Another guard, they're staggered.
Right, move the tight one. It's not a bad run back if you get run it. Yeah. I just think that's quite long. Okay. You probably get round the hack. Right. Fine then. Just it's on the centre line, eh? You're probably not going to play a hack weight though, are you? Okay. Move it a wee bit here. Out, whoa! Whoa! Good reaction.
Peels off the guard. They had a look at the double peel there for a second, but they really need to only make one of those go away. They're not in real danger of giving up a big score here to the Czech with just one guard in play.
They're going to go around behind it or throw another guard?
I think it's time for the Czech to go around now on their first skip stone. You really need to try to score 2 in this situation, down 6-2. Try to steal 2 and steal 2 again. It's a tall order, but you don't have much choice. I think you got to go around.
Yeah, it's got to be hidden and hope for a miss at this point. But the way the Scots have been throwing, missing isn't in their database. This one here looks like it's going to scoot back to the back of the house.
Yeah, sweeper's indicating it's a bit heavy.
It's going to go
it really needs to stick around.
Yeah, tough to score when you make slight error.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Grant just makes that one go away, and now there's nothing to hide around for the Czech team.
Draw to the button. Keep your fingers crossed. Or go to the outside corner.
I think that's where they're going to go. No, they've changed their mind.
Listen to you guys. I listen to you. You have to be very good. Listen to you.
Jakýkoliv kruh. Jakýkoliv kruh, Lukáši. Jo, pojď.
Jaroslav Bedral, his final stone of the 7th end. Trying to put it into the rings.
Just outside centre stone.
At this point, even a nose hit would give him 1, and it'll be a soft end in the last there to keep him up.
Final stone for Team Scotland in the 7th end. Just trying to make this one yellow stone disappear. Hits it, rolls right out.
For a blank. Well, going into 8th end, what are you anticipating?
Couple of throw-throughs from Scotland, I think. The Czech will need to throw up those 2 guards and then hope for some misses. Down 6-2 without the hammer. That's a tough task to come back in.
Very tough. Yeah, shifting over to sheet B, Canada's having a little discussion what their next shot's going to be. Coming skip stones, I believe. Oh, third stones.
Third stones, Canada leading 4-2. Norway has the hammer. They're in the 7th end. Norway has a rock frozen right on Canada's 2 stones that are in the rings. Canada is sitting shot stone. I think possibly also second shot stone.
Yep,
but that Norwegian stone is going to be very difficult to remove. So, having a little bit of a conference call.
If they hit it nose, both the yellow stones would disappear, leaving the red shot. So it looks like they're going to hit and roll over.
We'll keep the viewers at home posted about what's going on in that 7th end as it progresses. But back to our feature game over on sheet D. Czech Republic and Scotland. Now typically, when you're trying to steal, you put up the center guards. But when you're trying to steal 4 points, you're going to put up 2 corner guards because you need to spread out the guards and get 4 rocks around them. And the throw through as we expected from Barb, the lead for the Scottish team. She's played exceptionally well, positioning her 2 rocks very well throughout the game. And now the center guard, the other corner guard being called for from Denisa, and she's got 2 good guards put up today on this end here. I think Barb's really liking these throw-throughs.
I always find they're the best shots.
The best shots?
For me to throw.
Well, when you're a lead, you'd love to see the throw-through, right? That means your team's playing very well. I usually make those 100% of the time as well. Lukasz being asked to make the draw in. Remember, they're down by 4, so they need to make 4 of these next 6 rocks count, so can't waste any more time with more guards. They've just got to go in and hope. Well, and that slips through the rings. And the Czech team now just running out of stones, I think. Grant Hardy taking no chances, asking for Billy's outturn.
Well, 1 more rock should about do it.
Okay. 3, 2.
2 můžem.
1, 2.
Asi pojď.
2.
Pojď. Hned sem. OK, tohle je fajn. Super.
Well, one more guard there and 1 more peel for Billy. Four down with 4 rocks left. There's only one option left. Let's go around the garden.
Absolutely only shot they have. And keep all the fingers crossed.
And then keep the fingers crossed.
Podle mě musíme. Místa dost, jenom rychlost. Já budu celý koukat. Okay.
Just not curling.
And just not finishing.
Hardy's asking his third to take it. Out.
Clean.
Well, the hit and take out, and that's it. Team Scotland has run the Czech Republic out of stones. The Scottish fans are elated with the result. This Saturday morning in Champéry.
Scotland moving on to the final.
With this 6-2 win. They really put on a clinic in this game. Jumping out with 2 points in the first end, stealing 2 in the second end. And after they got that 4-point lead, they really just played it nice and simple. Removed all the Czech stones. Really made no mistakes. Tough game for the Czech team.
Yes. Yeah, it's hard when you have to make all those precise draws for guards and corner guards and just over. And then the pressure of being down.
Against a team playing so well.
Yeah. Full confidence in their structure of their game today.
That being said, the Czech Republic will have to regroup, refocus. They have a bronze medal game to come later this afternoon, 2 p.m. That's our gold and bronze medal matches. But as you can see, Scotland once again defeating Czech Republic in the semi-final of the 2017 World Mixed Curling Championship. Norway and Canada, they're still playing the 7th end. Norway's got a chance to score a couple here. You see on the wide shot, Canada, Trevor Bono throwing his last stone in the 7th end, trying to make a takeout here. And will it go away? The sweeper's going hard, and I think they got it just far enough.
It appears that they're lying 1 at least, possibly 2. There is an opportunity for Norway to get 2 with the hit.
Thanks to our crew for giving us this wide shot so we can have a peek over at the Sheet B game. Norway just having a look to see whether there is a shot for 2. Must be very, very close. Well, just looking at some of the highlights from this game, and we saw Scotland taking 2 points in the first end with the hammer. Grant Hardy making this nice double. And an end where the Czech Republic had maybe something set up for a deuce. And after that, the Czech Republic tried to put up the guards, but Team Scotland really impeccable with their peels today. And that was the final stone that Rianne threw to run the Czech Republic out of stones.
And the handshakes.
And seal the 6-2 victory and their spot in the gold medal final. Well, there is one more game on the ice. You can follow the live scores, worldcurling.org. That's the website, and on Twitter, @worldcurling. Well, Jim, it was great to have you in the booth with us this morning. Brings us the end to our coverage of the feature game in the semifinals here in Champéry Palladium. But our crew is going to stick around. We actually are going to keep this wide shot going so we can see the end of the game on sheet B.
Currently looks like they're into a measurement here. Nope, there we go. We got some nice feed now.
Our fantastic World Curling TV crew getting us this great shot of the measure.
It appears to be one red.
So Norway scores 1 point in the 7th end, and they cut the deficit, or cut the lead that Canada has by 1. They're going to be trailing by 1 going into the final end, the 8th end, without the hammer. Norway did have a close look at those couple of rocks, seeing if they needed to make the double for the deuce, and it looked like they did need to clip the other rock just a little bit more.
Yeah, just to move it back a little bit to get that other rock to count. It was very, very close on the line measure. In this game between Norway and Canada, it's been very hard fought every end. Nobody wanted to give any ground anywhere.
It has been back and forth. Canada picking up steals in the 4th end and the 6th end. Single steals to grab the 4-2 lead. Oh, we're going to see another tick shot here. Megan Carr of Team Canada. I saw her make a couple of these during the round robin, so she knows how to make them.
Yes, I've witnessed those too. One of them was against Australia.
It's pretty close. Norway trying to sweep it out. Will they get it to the boards? Just.
Touched.
Great attempt by Megan. Those shots are so difficult. You cannot remove them completely out of play. You can only move them to the side. And that's what makes them so hard.
Now Norway's going to place another guard a little tighter to the rings.
when you're trying to steal one in the 8th end, the typical play is to put up the double guards, one high one tight one. And with that free guard zone rule, having just put up those 2 guards, you do actually see quite a few steals in the last end to win games. So by no means is Norway out of this. And in fact, Norway did steal an extra end against Switzerland in the final round robin draw to book their place into the playoffs.
Yes,
so
yes.
they know how to steal.
And
Well, Megan attempted another tick shot.
just a little heavy and went by the front one. Nose hit the garden close to the house, which is now replaced, which gives Norway an opportunity to come around.
Martin being asked to utilize the center guards, make the draw into the rings.
Looks like good. Nice one going there.
Well, Sweeper worked hard, got that into the top of the 8 foot. Corey Carr being asked to make the peel.
Now it's going to be a game of replace the guard. Till you get down to the last couple rocks, and that's where it all will come out and play.
Yep, Norway, I think, will just, as you said, replace that center guard. Try not to be too deep. Try to leave some separation between the 2 guards to make the double peels a little more difficult. Canada might take a run at a double peel if the guards are lined up. Well, very nicely played.
Yeah, the one guard that's fairly close to the house is wide open for a double run back. For a double hit on a run back.
Yeah, Trevor sensing this guard is the more dangerous one, the tighter one to the rings that's guarding the one in the rings. So Corey being asked to try to make the run back. Very close. He's got it. Really nice shot from Corey. The red rock's hanging out on the side of the 12 foot, but Team Canada won't be too worried about that. The rock I am a little bit concerned about is the shooter, that yellow guard that's still there, because that might be a bit of a hindrance on the draw. If
on that side, yes.
On that side, if Trevor needs to draw on the out turn, the counterclockwise draw, that guard might come into play. Jackie McCormick looking for the peel. They'd love to clip this other red one on the way by and spill it out. Well, a little bit unfortunate to spill it closer to the right middle, actually. But it is in the back of the 8 foot. I don't think Team Canada's going to be too concerned about that rock.
Yeah, at this point, Team Canada is just looking for a final shot to draw to the maintain the win.
Skaga, she does skip the team. She calls the game and throws third stones. One more guard. It's a bit of a decision time for Team Canada. They could pull up and peel a guard, but unless they make a double peel, there'll still be guards there. Trevor's looking at just hitting the one in the house, in the back of the 8-foot, thinking that, well, if there's only one rock of Norway's in the rings when he has to throw his last one, at least he can't lose the game. The worst he could do is go to the extra end. They've called a timeout. Each team has a 1-minute timeout in addition to 30 minutes of thinking time. And their head coach, the very experienced Jim Waite, coming out to have a talk.
So what do you think of the option of just drawing in?
Another option is to draw in first. Some teams might elect to do that. Get there before your opponents. I think there are 3 options. The draw, as you've mentioned. The peel on the guard, or taking the back one out. I'm not sure I would play the draw right now. It is still the third stone. The second stone for Team Canada.
You know, with 5 stones remaining, it could be a little early. But first to the point is sometimes better. But it appears they elect to get rid of the front guard.
The peel was called and the peel was made. So now the question is, will Norway play one more guard or will they try to go around now? Jim, I'd be tempted to go in now.
I'd be surprised they throw another guard up with skip stones. Because if they throw that guard up, Canada will go around it. And into the house, take the first take the 4-foot away from them.
I agree with you, Jim. I think go in first. Put the pressure on Canada.
They're taking looks like that narrow route, taking a chance of rubbing off that front yellow. It's sitting in that position we mentioned earlier that could be a troublesome spot.
Yeah, well, the problem with going the other way, the in-turn, the clockwise direction, is the guard that they're trying to get around is on the 4-foot line. And it's very easy to over-curl. You'd have to go pretty far out there. The line looks pretty good on this one.
He's got that hat. Hold on.
It's a beautiful looking shot here. Top of the 8-foot. Almost the 4-foot.
You can see about a half a rock. Over-curled a bit.
You can see how much curl there is. We did talk about
yes.
She'd be maybe a little bit more curl than the sheets over on the other side of the arena, sheets D and E, that's closer to the stands. Certainly I experienced that during my games over on sheet B.
Looks like he's going to throw in nose hit run back.
Trying the run back here. Trevor Bono from Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Yep.
Well, just the peel. I think he knew it right out of his hand that he didn't have the run back.
Now Norway's going to have to throw a guard to protect that. He's going to take the same turn he just finished throwing to.
I think Norway's going to be pretty happy with this opportunity to throw up the guard. They're still going to be sitting shot stone and second shot stone. They'll put the pressure right back on Team Canada to make their final shot. Milan Nas, his final stone here in the 8th end without the hammer. Looking to replace that guard. They're waiting for it to curl. It's got a little bit more line than the last rock. They're waiting for it. And there it is. Nice shot.
Very good shot.
Look at that rock come across and finish. Really, it's in a perfect spot because it half guards the rock that's shot stone and sort of cuts down the draw path for Trevor as well.
There isn't much of that the shot rock that's on the forefoot to see. Is he taking it out?
I thought he had indicated. I thought he indicated the draw earlier. Final stone. Team Canada in the semifinal versus Norway. Trevor Bono looking for the forefoot.
He's drawing to the other side of the button.
The line looks perfect. It's just a matter of weight now. We need this to sit in the forefoot. And
could be a measure.
Jackie thinks they've got it. There wasn't much room to draw to. I think the Norwegians are going to call for the measure. That was a very tough draw that Trevor had to make. With that rock cutting across the center line, it does curl a lot. You're running out of rings to score in. The sweepers did a perfect job of putting that as close to the forefoot as they could.
Well, we'll be held in suspense. We don't have an overhead to even comment on that.
Yeah, we don't have the overhead on this sheet, so we can only judge by Jackie's reaction, and I think she thinks they've got it.
Yes. Well, it's either a win or an extra end.
That's right. What an exciting finish to the semifinals here. A measure between Canada and Norway.
suspense is building. There it is.
And it is.
Team
confirmed.
Canada.
Team Canada winning the second semi-final, and they booked their ticket into this afternoon's final against Scotland. What an entertaining game we had to finish off Canada versus Norway.
That was tight. That was a tight game.
Canadian fans very happy. A big round of applause for the Norwegian team as well. They will have a bronze medal game to prepare for.
Against Czech Republic. And Team Canada will face Scotland in the final for gold and silver. See who gets it.
It will be Canada versus Scotland, 2 p.m. Champéry time. We'll get a chance to grab some lunch, Jim, and then we'll be back in the booth again.
Absolutely, we'll gladly be here. See the final.
Canada 5, Norway 3. Well, that does bring us to an end of our semi-final coverage, live coverage from Champéry, Switzerland. So on behalf of the World Curling Federation and the entire World Curling TV crew, thanks for watching the 2017 World Mixed Curling Championships here at the Palladium de Champéry. And once again, join us this afternoon, 2 p.m. local time, for the final, the gold medal match between Canada and Scotland.